Hello there, my name's Tim Walter and I'm a life coach and a geomancer. Now elsewhere on the YouTube channel you may have seen I've demonstrated how to dowse using dowsing rods. Today what I want to do is demonstrate two things really. The first is how to dowse using a pendulum, a simple pendulum like this. And the other thing is I wanted to show you, using the pendulum, some of the sort of the way that I work as a geomancer, and that will help maybe make sense of what I'm talking about. Basically, this is a floor plan. This actually is the cottage in which we're filming right now. So if I was using this as though it was a client's floor plan, because this is what I do, I tune into a client's house remotely and I work with the management upstairs to help rebalance the energies that I find in that house. So you may have seen that this has already got things drawn on it, but I just want to use it as an example of how I work. So what I do is I tune in. I use dowsing as my kind of trigger to tune in. Once I pick up a pendulum like this or a rod, I start to tune into a space. And this one in particular, I'm now tuning into the space of this house here. Obviously, what you've seen from the floor plan, I've already done this one. I did this when we moved in here, and that's why it's got all of these squiggles and marks on it. These all represent something else. I won't go into what they represent now, but I just want to show you how we do it. So, holding the pendulum so that it swings freely in a forwards and backwards motion, basically straight ahead, okay? So you see it, so I'm giving it a bit of a jiggle so that it swings. And I'm just holding it wherever I feel is comfortable so that it swings. I could hold it on a long thing like this, but that means I've got to put quite a lot of energy into actually getting it swing. You can hold it as short as you like that, well, that's okay. But it's about there that I find fairly comfortable, okay? So, get it swinging, and then you want to ask it for a positive response. Ask the pendulum to show you a positive response, and my positive response is that it actually swings clockwise. Okay, so thank you. And then we ask it for a negative response. Show me a detrimental negative response, please. And that is that it swings anti-clockwise. There we go. So a little bit going that way. That's to set up your yes and your no. Some people's will vary. It won't always be like that. Mine is that, and it's consistently that. Some might find that when you get a no, the pendulum just continues to just sit going backwards and forwards. Some people may find the opposite way round to what I had there. So they may find that a yes is going round anti-clockwise and a no is clockwise. But mine, yes, clockwise, no, anti-clockwise. Don't worry about how dowsing works, but this is the way that it, this is the technique, okay? So you get it going, and then you would ask a question like we did with the rods, like, am I standing up? And the answer is a no. So here you see it swinging anti-clockwise. Am I sitting down? Well, the answer is yes. Obviously, we know the answer to these things because I'm doing it, but this is purely for demonstration purposes. Now, when we talk about interrogating a space remotely, what we do is we simply use this like we would if we were dowsing on a map. So this is remote dowsing, and I would just run my pen or a finger down the plan until it stops. So I would be saying, right, let's look for the detrimental earth energy spiral that was on this floor plan when I interrogated it. So I'm not going to look where that is, and I'm going to use the pen, and it's about there. And indeed, actually, I don't know whether you can see that there, but that basically is where it stopped. So as I ran the pen down the line, the pendulum indicated a yes to say, yes, stop. Okay, does that make sense? And that's the broad principle. So you'd go down that side. Obviously, I know where that is because I can see it, but it stopped there when I wasn't looking. So what you do is you'd run down that side, you find where the thing was, so mark it there. You'd run along this side of the building. It would stop around about here, and you would know that where those two crossed, you've got the spiral. That basically is not only how to use a pendulum, but also shows you a little bit about the subtle energy that I work with people's houses. If you want to know more about subtle energy, I've put together a little PDF for you to download, and if you click on the link that hopefully is now showing at the bottom of the screen, that will take you to a little web page, and from there you can sign up and download the PDF. It's about 29 pages, and it'll give you some background as to what subtle energy is.